Hello YouTube! Hopefully that's working. And welcome to a totally unprepared live stream. And yeah, I'm sort of flying on this, well, what's the expression? The seats in my pants? That doesn't sound right. Let me just, oh boy, that sounds very echoey. It's very echoey in the space I'm in right now, so maybe I'll try adjusting the settings if I do another one, but kind of just live with it for this one. So yeah, it's been a while since I made a video. I'm not really going to go into it, but yeah, let's talk about stuff. I'm Johnny Skywatcher. I don't know how much of this I'll keep. Maybe I'll clip part of it and then put it on into a different video and upload that or something. I'm still learning how to do some of these things on YouTube. You know, I was looking at the YouTube live stream settings just before, and it has like a highlight thing and a add stream marker. I don't know. It's a little confusing. Anyways, for a while there, I was doing like a daily show for a good while, but 5 weeks, which for me is impressive, and just talking about the news. So I figured let's do a similar type thing, but this is a little bit more unprepared. So I don't have anything. This is the sort of thing that would be great. It would be fantastic if I had enough people watching and chatting for it, but unfortunately I don't really have that. I don't really have that audience yet. So let's get to it, I guess. The first things I'm going to talk about is Johnny Depp being forced out of Fantastic Beasts by WB. And I really hope the audio isn't that bad. I did a test before I recorded this earlier in the day, and it didn't. In the recording, it didn't sound that bad, but when I was just listening to on the stream right now, it sounded pretty echoey. I don't think there's really much I can do about that. Unfortunately, right now I'm in a very echoey space. I'm in a basement actually, and there's nothing really around me, so there's nothing really to absorb the sound waves. Anyway, let's get to that first story, and then actually, let me try this using this YouTube thing, because add stream marker. I don't know. Let's try this. Oh wait. I don't know what that did, but I totally did it wrong. I mean, the wrong thing. Okay, now let's try this. Except no, that doesn't work, right? I have to do this, and then I have to cut. Hello everyone, Johnny Skywatcher here, coming with you another, I totally messed up, whatever, let's move on. Johnny Depp is being forced out of Fantastic Beasts. Well, Fantastic Beasts 3. So, if you didn't know, if you're not familiar with Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts is a spin-off / prequel / whole weird thing. They made Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and then they made a sequel, weirdly named, by the way, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. And Johnny Depp was cast as the titular named Grindelwald, and he actually appeared in the first movie at the very end. And then he was in the second movie, and it appears they're going to recast it. And let me see if I can do this right. So this is I'm going to read from the Variety article. I mean, this is all over the news, of course. I don't know who broke the story, but he posted it on his Instagram, so I'll get to that. But Johnny Depp will no longer portray the dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald in the Fantastic Beasts film franchise. And this is coming, I believe, directly from Grindelwald. I don't think we've gotten any official word from Warner Brothers about any reason why this might have gone down. I mean, we all know the reason why. It has to do with these recent accusations from Amber Heard, and there's been this whole court case where, there's a couple court cases going on, actually. Johnny Depp has... The most recent one that's been in the news that there was a ruling over was Johnny Depp sued The Sun, which is a British tabloid, over their headlines, basically calling him a wife beater. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, but I'm not monetized, so shut me down if you want YouTube, but it doesn't matter to me. And okay, let's just get to this is right here. He posted on his Instagram this small statement. So this is on his official Instagram. In light of recent events, I would like to make the following short statement. Firstly, I'd like to thank everybody who's gifted me with their support and loyalty. I've been humbled and moved by your many messages of love and concern, particularly over the last few days. Secondly, and then should mention, as I mentioned, he sued the British tabloid The Sun, and actually there was a ruling in that. And he sued because it's a British tabloid. He sued in the British court system, and there was a ruling, and the judge ruled in favor of The Sun. So he sued them for libel. Which, yes, I believe that's right. Libel is slander is spoken, libel is in print. So because The Sun is a tabloid, it was in print. That's what he sued them for libel. And he'll probably, as he says in this statement, he's going to appeal, but make of that as you will. And he's also, I don't know the details, but he's also sued Amber Heard as well over the accusations she's made. I believe it's specifically over the op-ed that she wrote, which would be the same thing, libel. He's accusing her of writing things she knows to be not true, which, in order to win that case, he has to prove that she knew what she was writing wasn't true. Anyway, secondly, I wish to let you know that I have been asked to resign by Warner Brothers from my role as Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts, and I have respected and agreed to that request. Finally, I wish to say this. The surreal judgment of the court in the UK, which is the judgment I was talking about, which was against Johnny Depp, will not change my fight to tell the truth, and I confirm that I plan to appeal. My resolve remains strong, and I intend to prove that the allegations against me are false. My life and career will not be defined by this moment in time. Thank you for reading. Sincerely, Johnny Depp. So, obviously, the thing is, when they say Warner Brothers, that he's been asked to resign by Warner Brothers, obviously that means fired, I guess. I mean, I haven't heard anyone really suggest anything else other than that, And when you come out saying, I was asked to resign, no, they basically fired you. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you call it. So I think a lot of people are assuming that it has to do with this recent court thing, right? I don't know how true that is. The timing, certainly, probably because of it. I would say it certainly seems like Warner Brothers is doing this because of the PR around the case, and that they hit the eject button at this time because of that. I doubt it's the last straw that broke the camel's back. My guess, and I'm all over the place with my thoughts and things, but whatever. That's who I am. If you actually like watching me, that's what you watch. I don't know what to say. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm not an expert, not an industry insider, but my personal guess is that Warner Brothers didn't make this decision because of the court case, but they decided to enact it at this time because of that happening. My guess is they probably already had made this decision, but this is when they probably right after that maybe decided to talk to Johnny Depp, or who knows? We'll never know. I'll never know. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it. First of all, when it comes to him being recast as Grindelwald, I don't really care that much, because Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald was not very good. I mean, I liked watching it, and I like the Harry Potter universe, and I want to see more. I just don't want to see more of what they were giving us. I liked the idea of the first film being a spin-off that didn't quite connect until the very end, and they had to shove sort of prequel and make it into this huge prequel series, which, I'll raise my chair up a little bit, which if you remember, I don't remember exactly if it was sold that way from the beginning, but it felt like from watching the first movie, going into the first movie not knowing anything, Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, it's a pretty cool spin-off. And I felt like the only thing holding it back really was the fact it was directed by the same director as the last Harry Potter films, and it kind of just felt like an evolution of that, and that it just got darker and darker. Like the Harry Potter movies, as you watch them, I've always felt as a film series, they got better, but as adaptations, they got worse. And then when it came to doing a new story in that universe that wasn't based off a book, even though I guess J.K. Rowling penned the screenplay, which that's a whole other issue. Even though she's penned the screenplay, it didn't have to. It wasn't this extra. Wasn't book 8, but it kind of was, and it continued the evolution of the film series in that way, even though it wasn't really connected story wise, and that's something that kind of always felt off with that film. And it felt like, I feel like with the, and I think I've said this before in a previous video, I don't know if I have, maybe or not, I feel like with the Fantastic Beasts movie, you really had two things you could have done, and they tried to do both with Crimes of Grindelwald. You can make a prequel series to Harry Potter, which covers the relationship between Albus Dumbledore and Grindelwald, which they hinted at, and it's partly leading up to that, I guess, in these movies, even though I don't know if they're really doing it very much justice. Or the other thing to do is have a cool spin-off series about a guy who goes around finding magical beasts and protecting them, and goes off and having adventures. And then with Grindelwald, the Crimes of Grindelwald, they try to combine those things into one, and it doesn't work. I feel like, and that goes back to the very ending of the first movie, which you had Colin Farrell's character, and it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but you have this character who turns out to be Grindelwald in disguise or whatever. I really didn't like that. I feel like you could easily rewrite that ending so that he turns out to be a supporter of Grindelwald or something. That way you're hinting at that bigger universe, but without it being just a simple, oh, it was this evil wizard that we've heard about in the books before and has all these other ties or whatever, and then you could have just left that out. Just have him be a supporter. And then that's it. And then he's still Colin Farrell. That's how I would have done it. That's sort of a huge different tangent, though. That's sort of how I would do, how to fix Fantastic Beasts. That's my how to fix Fantastic Beasts. Just change that at the ending, and then for Fantastic Beasts 2, actually, I think I'm getting too much on my mic. Let me just lower it a bit, maybe a bit more. I don't know. Actually, let me see how that sounds on the stream. As you notice, may or may not notice, there's no one working. Actually, it doesn't sound that bad. Nobody working the camera, so, Anyway, as I was saying, that's how I would have done it. And then for Fantastic Beasts 2, just have a completely different story. Don't do what they did. And then if you want to have the prequel series that covers the Grindelwald versus Dumbledore, do that in its own thing. I don't know why they tried to do that. They basically, they had a cool spin-off movie, and then they basically changed it to be the first movie in a 5-movie prequel series, and it's not very good. So I do like most of the first movie. And to be clear, I don't hate the second movie. I did enjoy watching it, but it has a lot of issues. And Johnny Depp did not really add anything as Grindelwald. I'll say that. I didn't hate him in the part, but I didn't really like him either. I don't know, he was just kind of there. For the most part, it seemed kind of bored. I don't know, he's just very serious, being aloof, which I don't know. It wasn't interesting to watch, I'll say that. I'm not going to say it's the wrong choice for that character. I'll just say it's not interesting. It wasn't very interesting to watch. It didn't feel like he was making very interesting choices as an actor. Probably because the whole film, they weren't really making very interesting choices. And I don't know what a different actor can bring to that role. Especially, I don't know. But as to what I think of Warner Brothers firing him because of this, I think it's kind of dumb. You know, it kind of seems dumb to do it now. I mean, if they were to have fired him, they should have fired him before Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald. It kind of seems weird to do it now. You know, it kind of seems like Warner Brothers was waiting for the optimal point to be clear that people in general are against Johnny Depp, or to have like a legal reason maybe. And then like they say, okay, now we're pulling the trigger. Because, you know, I remember before maybe they had, I don't think they had even filmed it when a lot of these accusations were coming to light. I don't know, it's been a long time. Maybe they had filmed Crimes of Grindelwald. I'd have to check the dates. But they came out with Crimes of Grindelwald, and before it came out, there was all this sort of controversy. And yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Sound out in the comments below or whatever. I guess I had to, I really didn't think I was going to have much to talk about with that, but, oh, shoot. I did not mean to do that. Anyway, I didn't think I was going to have much to talk about with that, but I ended up having more than I thought. So I guess with that, let's, kind of getting reused to doing this. It's been a long time since I've done this, so you know, I've kind of been in a mood and I haven't been doing as much. No one's watching this, right? No one. Let's talk about Mandalorian. So I've had certain ideas of making YouTube videos and things, and they just don't materialize. So whatever. I did come up with this thing today. This if you notice, it's not a green screen because you can see obviously if I move my hand, you can see it's not the best. But I remember to have this blue, which you can't see. I'm talking about it, but you can't see it. Let me just... Actually, what am I... let me just change back to camera one. One of the things I remembered I had... If I just turn on Chrome, okay. Yeah, I remembered I had this blue paper for another thing. So, I figured why not just put it up and try to make it blue screen. It's probably not as good, and maybe because my lighting isn't the best. I don't know. It's the first time I really tried it. You know, you can still see the blue all around me. I'm not the best at setting it up. Maybe I'll try to take you around and make it better tomorrow. But yeah. So yeah, I was doing that, and yeah. But for the most part, I haven't been making videos just because I've been kind of depressed, and life during the pandemic is hard. And life wasn't too easy for me beforehand. So yeah, won't go too much into it, but let's talk about Mandalorian. So I haven't talked about the first episode, but let's just talk about the second episode. So I haven't gone too much into looking about people's opinions, but I did watch like a couple videos of the people's reactions to the first episode. Specifically, I remember Andy Signor's of Popcorn Planet, and the thing I find amusing is that it really continues in this. If you're expecting a serialized story, you're not going to get it. The first episode was episodic, and this continues that trend. You know, if you're really expecting the story to ramp up and become this serialized storytelling, I think be prepared for disappointment. I do think we are going to see some things this season, but you're not going to get that. Just like season 1, people came into it like even this probably the second to last and last episode wanting that, and I think we're going to get that same sort of thing in 1 or 2 episodes this season. But this isn't that episode. This is another sort of standalone story. Boba Fett, not Boba Fett. I know Star Wars. The Mandalorian takes on a new job, and then they end up stranded on this desert, and they have to fight for survival, and that's it. It's, you know, I like that. I did feel like I was kind of hoping for a little bit more progress in the story of maybe finding another Mandalorian or finding something else, but yeah, it was okay. This is why I don't do episode reviews. What else do I have to say about it? You know, it'd be nice if this was more of a conversation, because I feel like in a conversational environment, I would have more to say about it, because I could listen to what someone else is saying and get more of an opinion about it, but it's hard for me to remember what happened during the episode. So let's start with that. A recap. If you didn't see the episode, I'm going to talk of spoilers. I kind of get irritated about people complaining about spoilers, but whatever. I'll say that at the beginning. I'm going to go all over with spoilers, maybe. Sometimes I say that I'm going to go into spoilers, and then I don't really go into spoilers at all. It's weird. But there's your spoiler warning. And I don't know why I say end there. Can you take that off the script? Just scratch the end out. Okay, good job. I'm not talking to you, I'm just pretending. Mandalorian Season 2. So if I were to... let's quickly recap it from what I remember. Pretend you didn't see... the Mandalorian, from last episode, he's still on Tatooine. At the very beginning, he gets ambushed by these guys, has a short fight with them. You have a cool scene with the jetpack being used. He gives it to the guy because he had taken the child hostage. And then Baby Yoda, the child, you know what I'm talking about. And he does a cool thing where he remotely controls the jetpack and flies the guy off, and so he can get it back. And then he goes back. He talks to that woman. I don't remember her name. She was in the first episode. She's the... what do you even call her? Hangar attendant or something like that. She was one in the Tatooine episode in season 1 as well. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of her character. The way I feel about her is the way she talks. I didn't notice it so much in this episode. I noticed a little bit in the previous episode, but especially when in the season 1 episode she's in, she felt like one of the park people when you go to Galaxy's Edge. Like, she's really trying hard to pretend she's in the Star Wars universe, and she's saying, "Hello, traveler," and it doesn't. I don't know. It just sounds off. I don't know what about it. Just the sort of language she's using, and it just sounds like she's one of those Disney Parks employees who's like kind of cosplaying and just, just there to kind of interact with you and pretend that you're in the Star Wars universe, but at the same time, you're not. That's why I don't know. I never really liked her character that much, but she's okay in this episode. I don't hate the character, but I feel I don't know. I always feel a little pulled out of the show when she shows up. Anyway, she gives the Mandalorian a lead, which is basically taking this person, this sort of alien creature that has a canister of her eggs to this other planet, because her husband, I guess, is with this other person who's a Mandalorian, or at least that's what she tells them. So yeah, he agrees to do this, and they can't go into hyperspace because of her eggs. It'll kill the eggs or whatever. And so they're taking they're on their way, and then you get sort of well, I'm trying to think. The New Republic, two X-wings show up in their New Republic, and they're kind of doing that whole pullover thing and saying, "Where's your ID?" And like he's saying, "It's not working." They're like, "No, you better have it." You sure? I'm having a problem here. And then it's like, we're about to play. Oh, there it is. I got it. And then he ends up running from them. He ends up crash landing on this ice planet, and then he's trying to fix the ship. And then for the alien creature just wanders off and finds this hot spring, and he finds her. And he's kind of, because she put the eggs in there, it's helping her put the eggs back, saying we need to get back to the ship. And then Yoda is looking at these other like frozen egg things, and it turned out there's like these spider things, and then they start hatching, and they chase them, and there's basically lots. If you don't like spiders, this is not a great episode for you, because they get chased by spiders. There's a huge spider. Reminds me of the huge spider in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. That sort of sequence. And they get, even getting back into the ship, the spiders are in the ship, and there's like a mid-range. There's like small ones, and then bigger ones, and then much bigger ones, and then there's just a giant one, which is like, I'm assuming like the mother. And I felt that whole sequence is really well done, by the way. Them getting away from the spiders, and like just spiders everywhere the ship, he's shooting at them, and like they even getting into the cabin, and he's trying to force the doors closed, and there's just so many of them. And they get saved by the New Republic. The two New Republic ships show up, and they're actually parked outside of where they crashed landed, and they were, turns out they were the ones shooting, because they end up saving them, and then they basically say, okay, because when Mandalorian talks to them, and they say, well, you had this outstanding warrant, but then you also had these other things, which is things in your record that show that you've done good things. So yeah, and then he says, basically, can you help me repair my ship, and we'll just call it even? And they basically say, yeah, no, don't let us catch you again, or we'll blast you away. See ya. So then he has to repair the ship on his own, and he gets it working, and they sort of stumble off into the horizon with the ship. And that's the shot from the first teaser trailer, where it shows the ship kind of barely flying away with the cargo door open. Is because he couldn't. He got the cockpit airtight, but not the rest of the ship, and it's sort of just barely going along. And that's the reason why, because those guys didn't help him at all, which it's just so Western. It's so Western. They're the sheriffs, right? And they don't care. They're the law that is just there to protect the law, and maybe they'll help you out a little bit by shooting the wild animals around you, and so you don't die. But when it comes to actually helping repair your wagon, nope. It's just right off. So yeah, it was a pretty good episode. I liked it. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like, oh, but where was Boba Fett? Where's the answers to everything? Where's the other Jedi? Where's Ahsoka? Where's Ahsoka? It's an episodic show. Maybe next episode we'll get something more. Who knows if this other Mandalorian turns out to be another dead end or what? I'm kind of curious to see how he expects finding more Mandalorians is going to help him find the Jedi, which is, I guess, what he's kind of looking for. Well, he wants to... I think we all know that's where he's going to, I guess, because that's what the show was saying. Either that or the planet of Yoda species, even who knows. I'm not sure how the other Mandalorians are going to be able to help him, but I guess that's really the only thing he has to go off of. I would have think there'd been some other way you could go about the story, but it works. I like it. I liked last episode. I like this episode. And in some ways, you have a repeat of like two big creature effects, lots of special effects, but I don't think it was too repetitive. This was much more enclosed, especially when you get into the ship and all the spider things. Also, the other part, which was funny but also kind of concerning, was Baby Yoda was eating the eggs, and this is like her offspring, and like the moment that they look away, Baby Yoda gets in and he's looking at them, and then like he just grabs one and he just eats it. And he says, no, don't do that. And then he eats a couple more. The one thing I thought was going to happen with that, I thought that they were going to get to the planet or whatever, and then she was going to give it to her husband, and then they were going to just start eating it, and it turned out to be a whole translation errors. Like, actually, no, she never said that were her eggs. I don't think that's going to happen, because she did was able to use that translator droid so she could talk for herself. That was one of the things earlier in the episode. She's not actually, she's talking this alien language, and he doesn't understand her, and who knows if that I can't remember her name, the mechanic lady, if she really understands her either. All in all, a pretty enjoyable episode. And I think that's going to be it for today. I didn't have a whole lot planned, and I'm probably looking down too much, but I'm trying to center myself, and this is where my controls are. I don't know. It's a bad habit. I should be looking at the camera more, but criticize me in the comments if you want. Anyway, I think that will be it for today. If you want to see more, just I won't even say it. Not gonna say it. Yeah. Let me know if you want to see more of this. If you don't, tell me that in the comments. If you want to see something else, let me know, because I don't know. I will see you sometime in the future, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to go back to a daily show, though. I'll think about it, but I think for right now, I'm going to stick with every now and again, maybe. This is like the first time in a while I've done it, so we'll have to see. And because of other certain reasons I won't get into, I don't know how long this sort of setup I have will last either. So I don't know how regular I want to make this, but yeah. This has been Johnny Skywatcher. Totally unprepared, as I'll call this show. Maybe I thought about doing that as a regular show, just calling it Totally Unprepared, and then doing some other things on the fly, like while the show is happening. I don't know. Would that be funny, or would that just be lame? Let me know in the comments below, or don't. Your choice. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you have a good day, and I will see you sometime. Bye.